most of you, I do agree that you put your stop loss, but you find yourself canceling those stop losses after you've entered the trade. Why? It's because of you are seeing certain things as the market is moving at that time. So you find that a trader opens a trade and they put their stop loss 1:2, 1:1, depending on how they trade. And when the trade is running, when they see the trade close to their stop loss, they move it. Close again to their stop loss, they move it, right? But it's many people who do that. When the trade goes close to their stop loss, they move the stop loss a bit lower so that they don't get stopped out. But why is it that we are having few traders that when the trade is close to their TP, why don't they move their TP even higher? Have you ever asked yourself that question? It goes back to cognitive dissonance. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I mastered trading psychology. Is there really a recipe to how one needs to master his trading psychology? Well, let's find out on this video. Hi guys, my name is MJ Givens Khasi, your president, your coach, and your mentor. I want you to do me a favor by clicking subscription button as well as hitting the notification bell so that you can be notified when we release another episode like this. As you all know, it's a psychology series and we try to break down some of the things, bad behavioral patterns and some of the good behavioral patterns for a trader. Well, I also want to take this time to thank today's sponsor, Octa, for sponsoring our content. As you know that we do live market analysis and live market madness daily, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as a psychology series, one episode a week. And this is where you get your content right here on this channel. So I want to thank them for sponsoring our content. I hope your notebook is on the table or is on your lap, wherever you are watching me from. I believe today's content is going to give you much value for your time. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said, mastering trading psychology, it's all about what you see in your head, what you see in your mind. Trading is always personalized. I always say that you cannot really find that recipe, but you can always play around with the information that you can get at hand and try to piece it together and put something that can work for you. We all have different trading plans, and there's a reason for that. We are individuals and we are designed differently. And we always rely on what we know and we always rely on what we hope to achieve. And some people always come to me and say, President, what is the best book? What is the best book that you can recommend for us to read for trading psychology? Well, the world is evolving as well as the market patterns, market cycles are also changing. So the best book I can recommend for you to read at hand right now is the book by Tom Hugad that is called The Best Loser Wins. So the title says it all. The ones that are thinking that they are losers are actually the ones that are winning. Out of 95% of the traders are losing, only 5% that are winning. What is it that they have that you are not having? What is the mindset that they have that you are not having? Well, there's something that also Tom talks about in his book. He says cognitive dissonance. So, which is basically when your behavior and your beliefs are contradicting themselves. So what you want to achieve and what you are seeing at hand, they are clashing. And human beings are designed to always look for a solution when they are in a place of discomfort, right? Meaning to say, when you're having a trade, you place a trade and it goes into profits immediately. There's always that protection pattern that comes in that will say, close the trade so that you don't embarrass yourself or so that you don't go through pain if the trade will go against you. And as you are also taking a trade and it's losing, you let it run because you don't want that feeling of saying, I lost a trade. So human beings are designed to always override the environment of discomfort or the feeling of discomfort. So it's a human thing, it's a human behavior, and all of us are having that. Imagine trading with no fees at all, a broker that is not eating your profits with commissions, swaps, charges, and hidden costs. Sounds good, right? That's exactly what you get with Octa. They charge zero trading or account fees. Plus, they offer spreads from just 0.6 pips on popular instruments here in South Africa. More profits stay in your pocket. Ready to take the next step? Use this promo code Trade with MJ. Double your deposit and see why Octa is the smart choice for traders. It's all about mastering that, right? Many people always say to me, do you really think that if my mind is in the right place, I can be successful? I believe that in anything in life, if your mind is in the right place at the right time, you can always find an edge and win over something, right? I don't want you to focus too much on what has happened to you. And I don't also want you to focus too much on what is going to happen to you. I want you to be at the present moment. Focus on what is happening currently, right? Because these days we have traders that are saying, back then I used to be good. The market was always favoring me. I was good at this, I was good at that. But we are not talking about the past. We are not talking about the future. We are talking about the present moment of time. What is happening with your trading business currently? Is it on a loss? Is it finding profitability? Are you finding some gains profit-wise? Or you are just going down the slope? Your business is about to be bankrupt. Or maybe you are not finding profit at all or loss. You are always breaking even. I always say a trader that is always breaking even is very close to that step of victory. All he has to do is to figure out how to get some gains and how to keep those gains not to be taken away from them, right? If you look at many good traders, they like adding on their winning positions, right? So every time they take a position and it gets into maybe 80% to TP, they like adding on those positions. They say add on your winning, right? Which I don't have a problem with that. I think it's a good mentality to go with it. But I see a lot of traders sabotage themselves by doing the same thing. Where, say for instance, you are having a euro-dollar buy. Your entry is at $1.30 and your TP is at $1.31. Your stop loss is at $1.29, right? Entry $1.30, TP $1.31, stop loss $1.29, right? Let's say your risk reward is 1:1. It's okay. It's just for this example. What I've noticed is that once the trade goes to $1.31, which is your TP, I see traders adding into their positions, right? And they will want to put the stop loss at the same place where they've placed the stop loss for $1.30, which does not make sense. And I've also seen a group of traders where fine, $1.30 is entry, $1.31 is TP, $1.29 is stop loss, right? So what they do is that once they reach close to TP, they add more positions and they forget about putting TP or even stop loss on the added positions, right? And when the market is about to go in the opposite direction, they are forgetting that they have a stop loss only on one trade, and the rest of the added trades, they are not having stop loss. And by that time, they make decisions and it's already late. Because one position is on a stop loss and the other ones, you're like, oh, I was not even aware that I didn't place my stop loss, right? It's a mentality issue, right? Most of you, I do agree that you put your stop loss, but you find yourself canceling those stop losses after you've entered the trade. Why? It's because of you are seeing certain things as the market is moving at that time. So you find that a trader opens a trade and they put their stop loss 1:2, 1:1, depending on how they trade. And when the trade is running, when they see the trade close to their stop loss, they move it. Close again to their stop loss, they move it, right? But it's many people who do that. When the trade goes close to their stop loss, they move the stop loss a bit lower so that they don't get stopped out. But why is it that we are having few traders that when the trade is close to their TP, why don't they move their TP even higher? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Goes back to cognitive dissonance. You are trying to protect yourself from failure. It's general, it's normal. We are designed like that. But like I always tell you, focus on the long-term approach. The process outcome is what is important, right? Because we are made to believe that if you are a trader, you should not be broke, which is a wrong mentality. If you are a trader, you should always be having money, which is also a bad mentality. If you are a trader, you are also like any other business person. You go through seasons. Sometimes you have good months, sometimes you have bad months. It's all about how you handle those good months, and it's also all about how you handle those bad months, right? If you speak about patterns, and you also speak about routines, right? We all have different routines, and superstition plays a part. And I think some of you, if you have watched my content for some time, you would know about certain pens. When I used to wear them, I lose a lot, and the other ones, when I wear them, I win a lot. And funny story, this made me believe that I need to wear those pants. So what happened is, when I wear this certain pants, in fact, I was wearing these pants yesterday, and thank God I was not trading. So when I used to wear certain pants, I lose. When I wear certain ones, so they were, it's like track pants, right? I always lost when I wore those track pants. And when I wear formal wear, I used to win. That's what I thought, right? Now that's where you see superstition come into place. I then realized that this has nothing to do with pants. This had everything to do with how I was feeling when I was wearing a certain way. Now, let me break it down to you. Now, when I was wearing those track pants, I used to feel like I'm not going to work, and I used to feel casual. So I would make casual decisions, right? When I used to wear those formal pants, I used to feel like I'm in charge of my life, and I used to feel like there's something that I'm doing wearing those pants. So I need to focus. Therefore, I used to find myself not making casual decisions. It's a mentality. It's how I was, or I'm wired that way, right? What I see around me tends to make me behave in a certain way. And one would say, hey, President, should I then get formal pants? Absolutely not. Find something that makes you have the juice. Find something that makes you have this ability, right? You can be spiritual, you can be emotional, you can be physical. Sometimes you go to gym. Every time you go to gym, maybe you don't find the edge when you come to the market because maybe you are tired. But to some people, it works for them to say, if I go to the gym in the morning, I'm fired up, I can face the market, right? So I don't want us to focus too much on the superstitious beliefs, right? Remember, as much as we are talking about cognitive dissonance, we tend to sabotage ourselves by beliefs, norms, patterns. Some are even going as far as generational curses. Oh no, I'm cursed because no one in my family has ever made a million. What makes me think that I can make a million? It's the minute you realize that, you would find that 90% of the things that you think you are struggling from, if I tell you that they don't exist, you'll be amazed. Approach, process, outcome. Approach, process, outcome. Let me give you this tip. Write down the approach, which is how you are going to approach the market. Write down the process, which is what it will take you to be in the market. And write down how you're going to behave after the outcome. Remember, there are 3 outcomes in the financial markets: win, loss, or break even. Right? I can even go as far as putting the 4th one: sabotage. Win, lose, break even, or sabotage. Sabotage, I simply mean you sabotage good trades sometimes. You have a good thing going, but you sabotage it by not believing in yourself. And you need to have this belief in yourself. You just need to have this belief in yourself. Listen, believe that you were designed, believe that you were made for this. Tell yourself, there's no loss that can make me believe otherwise. I have myself personally, I have passed that stage. There is no loss that will make me believe that trading is not for me. I have passed through that stage, and it's all about telling myself. Tell yourself daily, I'm a trader, I'm a retail trader, and I make money out of this thing. Even if right now you're not making money out of it, tell yourself daily, right? Your mind doesn't know the difference between the future and the past and the present moment. Trick it. Feed your mind with positive things. Feed your mind with winning, right? Always do that. It has to be adjusted in your system all the time, right? There's something that happened to me just yesterday. When I was sleeping, I had to do the 7 a.m. club, which is a 7 a.m. analysis that I have with my team. By the way, the link is just on the description below. Click on it and join the free Telegram group, right? So there's something amazing that happened to me. When I was sleeping, so I put my alarm. I know what time I need to wake up, right? Something really strange happened. When I was sleeping, I found myself preparing for the analysis session. I'm greeting people in the analysis session. Everything is going well, and I'm doing the analysis and I'm talking to them. Only to find out I'm dreaming. Just 5 minutes before my alarm would ring or will go off. I don't know why they say it goes off if it's going on. But well, that's another topic for another day, right? Now, just 5 minutes before the alarm goes off, I'm having a dream of me doing analysis, right? And I ask myself, if it wasn't for the alarm, I was going to be comfortable in my dream because I was going to believe that I'm doing what I should be doing. You understand? But when I woke up, I was like, oh, okay, that was a dream, right? And I enjoyed myself doing analysis then. But the alarm had to wake me up for me to face reality. Sometimes realities, it ain't that good. It's not that good. Reality is reality. That's why they call it reality. Reality is sometimes a feeling. It all depends to you how you want to feel at the end of the day. Some people pose this question to me: how do I deal with losses? That's the most, I always get this question all the time. The most frequently asked question is, how do I deal with big, or how do I deal with serious losses? And I always say, the minute you mention to me serious losses, it tells me that there was no risk tolerance, there was no risk adjustment, you just went with the flow. So that means you lost more than you should have. But if your risk is always adjusted and it's always small, you don't need to come back from anything because it's just part of the process. Do not panic when you are in a trade, right? If you panic in every time you are in a trade, it simply means that you have not tapped into the atmosphere of what trading is all about. You need to tap into that atmosphere. It's an atmosphere. The people that are watching this, they know that this is called the atmosphere of excellence and the atmosphere of high performance. You just need to believe in yourself. Every time you enter a trade, let it do what it has to do. It has nothing to do with you. It will have everything to do with you just before entry, but anything that happens after your entry, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with where you come from. It has nothing to do with where you were born. It has nothing to do with how much is in your bank account. It has to do what it has to do. Wait for the outcome. Remember, approach, process, and outcome. And for everything, for every approach, there are consequences. For every process, there are also consequences. And for every outcome, there are consequences. Sometimes don't get too excited when you are winning. It makes you have this arrogance that it does not exist. Just focus on the game. Focus on what you know. Don't be naive sometimes and think that you have it covered. No, have respect for this thing. It's a mind thing. I had a meeting with some of the people that I'm leading in my community, and I took them to a restaurant. And when they arrived at the restaurant, the first thing they came across is a bull. Right? The name of the restaurant has everything to do with the bull. Right? So the name of the restaurant is Bull Run. When you enter at the restaurant, there's a bull there, right? A statue of a bull. Just front opposite the restaurant where I said we need to sit, there's Johannesburg Stock Exchange. When they're about to order the menu, guess what? The menu is called Forex menu. One person asked me, President, why is everything here seems as if it's about trading? I said, that what I wanted to achieve, it seems like it's working. I wanted to remind them where they are, who they are, and where they are going. Once they are having that dinner, they are having a close view, a nice view of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And I said, that's your next destination where you're going to buy shares and hold them for years. It's a different portfolio now. When they're choosing the menu, it's called the Forex menu. They are reminded of who they are. Everything is in the mind. That's how you hack your mind. Be reminded. Sometimes just put, when you wake up in the morning, just put a book, like the book I'm recommending for you, The Best Loser Wins, right? Just put it next to your sideboard or headboard, whatever they call it. Doesn't really matter. Just have it there when you are waking up. Maybe if you do your prayers in the morning, I always put two things, right? The Bible or a book I'm going to read about trading, right? So just have that, just to be reminded. All right. Some of you, if you're having a car, play something about trading in your car. Be reminded about this business. Be reminded about what you are going through. Take things like this and make a podcast out of it, right? Take even this. I don't mind you downloading this, recording this, and put it in your phone. Listen to it while you are driving or maybe while you are walking. Just listen to what I normally say, right? You are now wiring your mind to be in the present moment and to look for opportunities in the trading space. So that's how I mastered trading psychology. I was always reminded about my game. I was always reminded about what is happening around me. And I was always reminded about the dangers of not doing this business right, that it can dissolve me, it can hurt me, and it can destroy me. So just be reminded of those things. Right. Choppers, thank you so much for your time. Your president is about to take off and we get into the next level. Like we always ask you if you want more of this content. I just want you to do me that favor by just going on the comment section and say, President, we want more of this psychology series. This is from me to you, just to give you something out of my experience. You might not take everything, but I believe something can come out of what I'm doing. Once again, I want to thank Octa for sponsoring this episode and ensuring that we give you content like this on weekly and daily basis. Don't forget Market Madness, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3:30 Central African Time. Choppers, thank you so much. From me, your president. It's all love. Cheers. Bye.